Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay, and this is Life with Lindsay. Today, we have a WIP Chat. If you don't know what a WIP Chat is, that is when I work on my current WIP, WIP, which is work in progress. I am currently working on Steampunk Bunny. I will link the unboxing for that one up in the eye. But you can work on whatever it is that you'd like to be working on. It can be a household project. It could be while you're doing chores, while you're driving, while you're working, while you're pretending to work. Well, you're doing pretty much anything you want to be doing. There is no right way or wrong way to WIP and Chat. So hi, if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Lindsay, ouch, and I do, I do mainly diamond painting content and some other crafting related content. And I would love for you to like, subscribe, hit the bell, hop aboard the Hot Mess Express. Let's all be friends. If you've been here before, hi, welcome. So, this is, I don't know if this is going to be the last WIP and Chat that I filmed during my event because I can't think of numbers right now. But I have the featured account for the next video. And unfortunately, because this was a little bit delayed and I'm behind the 8 ball, I'm not going to actually be inserting any Easter eggs in this one. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, it's cool. I'll touch base in a minute here. But I want to thank everybody for playing along and sending me those DMs. If for some reason I can figure out how to squeeze one in somewhere else, I'll let you guys know. But for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, during the entirety of my event, anytime that I do a WIP and Chat, if you don't know what event I'm talking about, it's AliceInAWinterWonderland. And it is currently, if you're watching this in real time, it is still going. It ends on February 14th, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Google will tell you whatever time that is in your time zone if you do not know. And I wanted, oh God, guys, I'm like Butterfingers today. Ooh, I could go for a Butterfinger. I actually have a box of them downstairs. I don't have that many left. Erica from Kevin's Creations actually gave me a box of 40 of them for my 40th birthday in November, and I think I have like 6 left. So anyway, total tangent. But I have been doing these Easter egg events or videos. Oh my gosh, I wish I could just like and rewind, but that's not possible. Why is this color out on my desk? Guys, what is going on with my brain? Anyway, so I do these videos, and they have what I call Easter eggs, which are basically these snippets that I throw up on the screen, GIFs, memes, anything that's super, super short, and the first person that screenshots it and finds it becomes my featured account. And what that means is that I feature you or something that you love or your small business or your best friend's small business or whatever it may be during my videos for the event recap. And I've been doing this. This is my 3rd year now, and I've been doing this since day 1, and people seem to really enjoy it. I love being able to use my platform as an opportunity to help get eyes on new people in the community or to help a small business grow or anything like that. So I have been doing it, and it's so much fun. But the other issue that I have is that I have had major issues, like technical issues, and I don't know why, where certain things won't let me process a video, won't let me save a video. And so the last couple videos that I've done for like the WIP and Chats with Easter eggs in it, we're talking about something that's taking 3-4 times the length of the video to actually edit it, because I have to keep saving every single time I add something to it and then cancel it and then start again and go back to where I was and save it and then cancel it and just keep going. Because if I get to the end and I hit save and one of those are like a broken link or a bad GIF or whatever, it's not letting me save, but I don't know which one it is. So, you know. Also, total side note, I don't really ever go over what I'm using. So if you guys ever see an accessory, a pen, a tray, whatever, and you want to know what it is, just leave a comment down below or shoot me a DM. So because I am filming this on the day that it should be going up, so it will be 1 day late, hopefully just 1 day late, if I have no technical issues, knock on wood, fingers crossed. This will be going up on Tuesday instead of Monday. So, that was a really long tangent to just tell you guys that there's not going to be Easter eggs in this video. There will probably be, like, maybe some cute gifts or something, but, like, nothing that are going to be an Easter egg. Anyway, I've rambled on. We've been recording for a couple minutes, and I've told you guys absolutely nothing exciting. We still have the Stanley Cup. This is, like, my obsession in life. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you guys don't know what the hype is about the Stanley Cup, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about, like, the ice hockey Stanley Cup. I'm talking about the giant cup that has the handle. It's 40 ounces, made by Stanley brand. The reason that they're so hyped is they keep cold drinks cold forever. I've never put a hot beverage in mine, but that's just because I have no need personally to be walking around with 40 ounces of, like, coffee or tea. And, like, okay, so when we take my daughter to the ice rink, they have one of those those water filling stations that you can fill water bottles in, and I always refill the water there because that water is cold, and it will, like, if I don't finish what I put in there at night, like, in the morning, it's still cold the next day. So, that's one thing, and then it also fits in car cup holders. At least it fits in mine with no problem. But I saw an ad. It was actually a reel on Instagram, and it was these knockoff brands. And listen, I'm all for let's find the same product at a much more affordable rate. But then I went and looked, and we're talking a fraction of the price. I think it was $16.99 at TJ Maxx. Of course, it was $10 more on Amazon. But it is not dishwasher safe. And I'm like, I'm not about that life. I need to be able to put the cups in the dishwasher, which we got our kids' cup. It's in the mail. I got to go get that. All of my daughter's water bottles for school, like, are falling apart, and I don't know why. They're breaking on me. Like, she'll drop it, and, like, the whole lid will shatter, or it'll dislodge the straw, and now the straw won't work, or whatever it may be. We just got one from Target, and I should have brought it with me when we went to Target the other night. And it literally, we had it, like, a week, and the lid won't close. Well, it doesn't do me any good if my daughter's walking around with the lid popped open on her water bottle, just spilling out all willy-nilly. But nobody asked about the water bottle saga, so I don't think that that's super important to today's conversation. But if you guys have really great recommendations for water bottles that will actually stay cold for kids, preferably ones that have straws. Like, we have the plastic Contigos, and those are fine, but they don't keep anything cold. And then we have, like, the vacuum-sealed ones that are similar, and those are the ones that keep falling apart. And I'm like, these are so expensive. Why are they breaking? I'm also now realizing that unless my WIP Chat is super short today, which it's never super short, that I'm going to have to rotate my canvas during this. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have that much more to do. My event's over in a few days. But this in general is not a very large canvas, so what are we? I think it's a 56 by 56. I can't tell for sure because my that end has the details. The details. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I've rambled on for so long. I'm so rude. I haven't even asked you how you're doing. I'm doing, excuse me, pretty okay. I have a feeling that I have another ear infection right now, which, what's new? And it's funny, my husband has one of those, he got one of those, like, cameras that you can put in your own ear and, like, look at your ear and, like, look at your earwax. You can remove your earwax, all that stuff. And I was like, would you be comfortable? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. He'll look in there, like, help me with that, but he wouldn't clean anything out, which is fine. I'm just not comfortable with that. But now I'm like, well, do I want to look in my ear and see if I can figure out if it's infected or not? I don't know. I don't know that I would know the difference, but I'm not, because I'm not a trained ENT.
Urologist is the,
It's otolaryng, shoot.
Otolaryng.
Sure. Oh my God. Do you guys know who Raffy is? If you know who Raffy is, please leave a comment down below. My husband went out to dinner with his brother, or they went to grab drinks or whatever they went to do. And they were talking about Raffy. And if you guys don't know who Raffy is, then just listen to this and come back to the conversation in a few minutes. But Raffy, like, beloved children's musician for the last couple decades, and my brother-in-law had no idea who he was. And my husband was like, well, your wife probably knows. She didn't know who he was either. I don't know what's up with my wax here. I don't want to change you. I might just change pens instead. Actually, I'm going to change pens because I want a little pen. A little pen. Anyway, and I definitely just put a hair.
Nobody at the bar knew.
Nobody, and I am shocked. And if you guys have no idea... What?
They all looked at me like I was an idiot, like I was making the person up.
The only reason I said anything is because my husband said skidamarinky-dinky-dink. Skidamarinka-doo, I love you. Like, if you don't know this...
Baby beluga?
Oh my god, baby beluga in the deep blue sea. We used to sing that to our daughter, and she used to go, swim so wild and sing so free. Like, it was just so cute how she did it. But anyway,
Sea Debo.
The sea Debo, that's right. And the little white whale on the go. Okay, I'm done butchering children's songs. But yeah, let me know if you guys know who Raffi is. Anyway, so I feel like I looked at my Google Maps to see what I did, because that's how I remember what I did for the week. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Like, all of a sudden now it's not telling me, like, what restaurants we went to. They'll be like, you were in the vicinity of the shopping center, which is fine. But then I'm like, what the hell did we do? Like I said to my husband, what do we do after Tots? I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about, so last Sunday, I don't think I talked about this because I think I filmed a little early, but we went to get dinner at the crab restaurant. There's like a crab boil place. Like if you guys have ever been to a Joe's Crab Shack, it's similar to that. I think I did talk about it because the lady was ranting about being keto, but, there's a lot of junkie drills in this canvas, just FYI, which I guess I should probably put up that post review for my last one, huh? Whoops. Anyway, so went and got crabs, and then we went to the bakery. I'm just touching on this real quick because I'm pretty sure I did talk about it last week. And, you know, that video's there if you haven't seen it. But then we went to Target to get a bunch of tights. I don't know if I talked about this or not. So they want us to try out different tights with Briar to wear so she can get used to them. Ice skating in tights. If you didn't know, you're not supposed to ice skate in like really thick, bulky socks, which is like the exact opposite of what like the average person does when they go to public skating. They actually want her to wear very thin socks, which we do. 99% of the time that she's ice skating, unless she's in tights, she is wearing socks from a handmade shop that we've repped for off and on. They make amazing socks. Most of them are made out of double brush poly, so they're really thin material, like LuLaRoe leggings. That's soft and buttery. And because they are underneath, like, her skate pants, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, she doesn't need to have, like, any patterns or anything like that. So she always has, like, funky socks on. And it works out well. And my theory on socks is that, like, she's gonna need them. Whether she's using them for ice skating or something else, like, she needs socks. And regular socks, we have, like, regular ankle socks and stuff like that. But those are, she doesn't wear those very often. In all honesty, she wears knee-highs a lot of the time. She wears them under jeans, leggings, things like that. But yeah, so there was a point to this. Oh, so we picked up a bunch of tights. Part of the problem is my daughter is tall and skinny, so I had to try a couple sizes, because what I think will fit her in the waist on one won't fit her in the length on the other. I was correct. But yeah, this was our fun and exciting Sunday. You know, total tangent here. What's new? I think it's so interesting that, like, I feel like my life is not full of, like, fun and exciting moments. But then I'll put up a video like this where I'm like, we went to Target, we got tights, we ate here. And people are like, that sounds like the best week ever. Thanks for sharing. And I'm like, I'm curious what other people do. Like, I don't mean on a special week. I mean like a regular, everyday routine kind of week for somebody in a similar situation with me. Like, if you have a kid that's a grown and in college, obviously your day-to-day is going to be a lot different than somebody who's shuffling back and forth to school. Or maybe you don't have children, or, you're single or whatever. I'm curious if everybody else's day-to-day feels like boring to themselves but exciting to other people. Let me know. Let me know. What do you guys do day-to-day? This water is so good. The water itself is not good because it's sink water, but I digress. Anyway, so that was our Sunday. I don't think we did anything else. So Monday, my daughter had the cutest outfit to wear to school. She wore one of her new pairs of tights, but it was like conversation hearts, like the candy hearts. But it was like affirmations, like you are enough, things like that. And I thought it was super cute, and we had a fun time. And that was the last time I saw the shoe that is now missing. We have a pair of checker like slides, like similar to Vans, but they're from a small shop. And I, for the life of me, have no idea where my daughter put the other shoe. One of them is sitting in the hallway outside of her room. The other one cannot find it anywhere. And it's driving me nuts. And then she's like, well, where is it? How would I know, kid? You're the one who took them off. So now we have to go back to the making sure the shoes are off before we go upstairs thing. Because she'll like hide them in places and then forget where they are, and then, like, miraculously, like, a month later, find it. But it doesn't do me any good, like, when I want her to wear those shoes tomorrow. Which I would actually like her to wear those shoes tomorrow, but it's not going to happen. She's going to wear black shoes tomorrow instead. But yeah, we put her in that. We took her to school. We did our first post office run of the week. My husband and I usually do a post office run on Monday, unless there's a holiday, every week to get whatever orders out. And then sometimes we'll go back a second or third time in the week. I don't think we've ever gone more than that. Maybe we have, but I can't.
Usually it's whatever days she's in school.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a reason for us to go more than that many days.
No, not more than 3 times in a week.
Yeah. But, it's like pretty routine for us that we do that. That's also good though, because then that means business is good. He's got things that are regularly shipping out, which obviously are great. If you guys are interested in purchasing, if you guys don't know, my husband makes custom Funko Pop figures of like real life people. Sure, he can do them of like a celebrity or musician or character or whatever. But a lot of people tend to get like their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their spouse, their partner, their business partner, a kid for graduation, for wedding gifts, things like that. And now I just lost my train of thought because
You're giving my info.
But there's a reason I was saying it.
You were saying if you're interested.
There is a reason I was saying it.
Babe.
Anyway, well, I can't remember it now, so I'm going to just move on. So, anyway, did a post office run. I would love to be like, hey, if anybody knows what I was going to say, let me know. But by the time I figure out what it was, this video will already have been live. Damn it. That's going to bother me. Now I'm really sidetracked.
You started with post office run. That's how you got started.
I know, but it was something about you and your shop, and now I don't remember what it was. And now I'm totally thrown for a loop. This is real life, people, so, I don't know. I'd like to say I'll think about it and come back, but it's not going to happen. I don't have the time for that today. Damn it. Anyway, so then we went to, there's a restaurant we go to a lot of times after school, especially on Mondays, because we can usually get in and out of there. Usually on Mondays, Briar likes to go to Public Skate at the one rink, and it makes sense to go somewhere we can get food quickly. And we did go there, and it was funny. The one woman has been waiting on us, like, for a very long time. And she's like, hey, Ryder! And I was like, Briar. And every time she says it, I politely correct her, and I don't think she's ever taken, like, heard me say it. And then this time I was like, it's Briar. And she goes, oh my god, I've been calling her the wrong name this whole time. And I'm like, yes. Now, Briar doesn't take notice to it, because she's just like, oh, yay, they have stuff for me to color. But I felt so bad. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's all right. She's like a little kid. It's not a big deal. But they're funny because, like, Briar likes to get the hot dog there, but then she doesn't eat the bun. Almost ever. And so the one time she's like, do you want to just get the hot dog without the bun? And Briar was like, I can do that? Yeah, girl. They don't need to waste food that you're not going to eat. Like, it's not like it costs us more to have it with or without the bun. So, but they always get a kick out of her because she always orders fruit as her side. And I guess most little kids are like, I want french fries. Although my husband got tots the other day with dinner. And she's like, Daddy, where are the tots? And they came out separately because they forgot that he had asked for tots and brought something else. But I digress. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So we did that, and then we took her skating. It was funny. We've got some kids that skate with us in our tots lesson. And they're a brother and sister. They're a year and 2 years older than her. And the one does hockey, or they both play hockey, but the one also wants to somewhat sort of figure skate. But I don't know, like, what her end game is, because I feel like she enjoys the crashing part of hockey more than the spins and things like that from figure skating. But anyway, the younger brother crashed into Briar because she wasn't paying attention, and everybody's like, oh my god. I'm like, she's fine. And I could see, and she, like, stormed off the ice and sulked in the corner. And, like, I wouldn't have been like, Briar, deal with it if I thought she had injured herself. But it was just like, and she was so mad. And I was like, girlfriend, this is why we tell you every single day, not just at ice skating, but every single day we tell you need to pay attention to your surroundings, because you just skated right in front of him. He didn't see you and he crashed into you. And because he's a hockey kid, he's got pads on, and she didn't. And, like, of course, the mom felt terrible. I was like, no, don't feel bad. Like, your son didn't do anything wrong. She just happened to skate right in front of him. And, but the teenagers who are there for higher levels, like, one of them came in to check on her, and Briar's like, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, oh, good. But the teenagers all get a kick out of her. I think she's finally now starting to realize, like, maybe I'm actually pretty good at this. You know, it doesn't matter if mommy and daddy tell her that for this many. We're coming up on 2 years, which is crazy to think that at 3.5 years old, my child found something that she loves to do. And we are, quickly approaching the 2-year mark. It'll be 2 years in April that she took her first lesson. But we did sign her up for skate camp this summer. I don't know if I told you guys. Last year, Briar did a nature camp. It was super fun. It was 3 days a week. 3 days. It was just 1 week. And I've been, like, stalking the website. And every single day, I'm like, all right, they have to have sign-up soon. So I finally emailed the person because I was looking at the dates for the skate camp. And the one skate camp, because there's more than one, was being offered during the same time frame that the nature camp was last year. And I was like, if I can get her into the nature camp, that'll dictate which skate camp I try to go for. Didn't matter. I emailed them and they're like, oh yeah, the signups went up and they filled up. And I was like, what? So I'm kind of bummed because she really loved that, and it got her, like, out, getting her hands dirty, doing all the stuff that, like, mommy doesn't like to do. Like, I'm sorry. I am not an outdoors person. I don't like being outdoors. I don't like the heat. I don't like the sun. I'm a vampire. I could never be a soccer mom. I cannot sit in direct sunlight for, like, even a couple minutes. So I was a little bit bummed, but the skate camp I was able to get her into, and so she's excited about that. Hopefully that works out well. We signed her up for the camp that has half days. I asked her coach. She's like, I don't think she's ready for a full day yet. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I would love for her to go to a full day. But tangent, and I'll talk about this more in next week's WIP Chat. But my daughter goes to school in a school district that is half-day kindergarten. And then they said something to us today about when they do the evaluations, you know, if she qualifies for having full day. And I was like, I'm so confused. Because the last time we talked to somebody from the school district, they told us that full-day kindergarten is, like, a temporary thing, only for kids, like, who need additional help, and the goal is to integrate them back into the regular classroom. And I'm like, oh, so, but now I'm finding out that's not the case, so, tangent. You're welcome. Let's grab some more water. I'm talking a lot. Part of the reason that I think I'm getting so thirsty is that I'm only taking like 2 sips at a time. Because I don't want to pause the camera and I don't want to like be gulping for a minute. But anyway, where was I? Skating. Oh. I don't know. I am like all over the place tonight. This is what happens when I don't want to sit down to record. But I have prior commitments. And then I'll have to immediately edit this. And by edit this, I mean like write down the timestamps and anything that needs to go into it. Like I know when I have to, when I say I'm going to link this in the eye, I have the timestamp for that so I can link that in the eye. And then I have to actually like save it and process it. And that's the fun part. Anyway, I am very distracted tonight. And these drills are driving me crazy. Like, so junky. And I don't usually, I'm not somebody to like pick drills out. I'm not really picking them out. Where did my bag of trash go? Oh, you guys, what is happening over here? What is happening in my life? That's going to drive me crazy now. I literally had a bag of trash on my desk. And by trash, I mean like trash drills, not like an actual bag of trash. And now what the F? You guys, how do I lose a bag of trash drills on my desk? I mean, probably pretty easily. There's a lot of stuff on my desk, but, alright, I digress. I'm gonna stop looking. Oh, nope, that's not it. Damn it. You guys, I'm annoyed. I had to literally empty, this is my trash container for the moment. I had to empty this into the bag of trash because I had that many trash drills in it. Jesus. Anyway. So, Monday night, I also started researching eliminating red 40 out of our diets. If you live in countries outside of the U.S., excuse me, God, I am falling apart over here. You may be shocked to find that, like, things that are illegal in your country in terms of food, like, are very much legal here, and that they're in a lot of things. So, red 40... I'm not saying this because I think that you guys need to all go out there and, like, convert and change your lives. I'm just telling you, for our purposes, why we are starting to go down this path. But red 40 is often linked to a lot of behavioral issues and outbursts. And we thought, why don't we see? Why don't we try and see if that is something that could help? Because we are dealing with behavioral issues and outbursts. And if it's as simple as cutting something with red food dye out, so be it. Now, I started doing the research, and I have found that there are some things that are quite shocking to me that they have red food dye in it. There's red 40 is the biggest culprit. There's also blue and yellow. Like blue is often added to marshmallows to make them look whiter. It's not uncommon for sprinkles to be loaded with artificial colors. But there are plenty of things that you can do and plenty of stores that you can purchase from and brands that have removed all of their artificial colors. Trader Joe's and Aldi, which I just found out are owned by the same company, they sell nothing that has any artificial color. So we are going to actually be making a trip to Trader Joe's to pick up some food and some snacks. One thing that's going to be hard is my daughter really likes, like, flaming hot chips, like flaming hot Cheetos, flaming hot cheese puffs, flaming hot Doritos, and all of that, because of the red powder, is full of red 40. I am not going complete artificial color free. It is definitely harder to find things with no artificial colors than to find things that have, like, missing one of those. Red 40 is the biggest culprit. That's the one we are eliminating, and we've actually started it, but that was the day that I started, like, researching it. And I am happy to find that some of the snacks that she does like, we can continue to have them. We do mini muffins in the morning, like, I think they're Entenmann's, and the chocolate chip, totally fine. The blueberry, totally fine. The birthday cake, nope, full of all of the colors because of the sprinkles. So then I was like, all right, well, let's look into this. Like, Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts apparently in 2018 or 2019 pulled all artificial coloring from their products. So I can get her a donut that has sprinkles from Dunkin' because it doesn't have any red 40 in it. However, Duck Donuts, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw me complaining about this. Duck Donuts, their strawberry icing, the raspberry drizzle, all of their sprinkles, chocolate and rainbow, the red flowers that they use for Valentine's Day, all of that has red 40 in it. And it's one of those things that it does absolutely nothing except for add additional color, which you can do other things to make something look redder that doesn't include artificial color. And obviously countries all over the world have been able to do it and make food still look appealing and still taste good without unnecessarily adding something like that. I put G or C down. This is G. Okay. Let's have G and C right next to each other. That's not going to confuse me. Where's the C though? Here's the C. Not that you guys are probably like, what is she talking about? I'm talking about symbols. But yeah, so I started doing the research, and I'm hoping that this is going to be something that's not incredibly difficult for us to do. Like, I know that there's going to be certain circumstances in which it's not going to work. Like, if my kid's going to a birthday party, the person who's throwing the party isn't going to know, like, unless it's somebody who's also going dye-free, they're not going to know if the icing that they chose has red 40 in it or if the sprinkles has it. And I can tell you that it's been a couple days since we've been doing it, and I can absolutely see a difference already. And I know it's something as simple as, like, if she has it, like, tomorrow, it'll be almost instantaneously that we'll be able to see the difference. And, you know, anything we can do to help make things easier for my daughter and for us as her parents, like, I'm gonna do it. So Tuesday, we went to Tots. I know we went out to eat afterwards, and we had a pretty hefty situation because I remember Briar being told, you can't go into the penalty box today. She was in a really weird mood, but I was talking to one of the other parents, and I had a nice time at Tots that day. Not that I don't have a good time at Tots normally, but I just had a particularly nice time that day. And I don't think Briar got put in the box. But they're starting to learn some new skills, which is nice. There's 4 kids over in the... They split it up. I don't want to call it advanced. They split up the class. They've got the kids who are just learning, like, the basic skills, like standing up, falling, and starting to skate forwards. There's 3 kids in that section right now. And then there's 4 kids in Briar's section. So they're starting to do some, I think, level 3 skills. Maybe even level 4 skills. I'm not 100% sure. If my daughter was tested tomorrow, I don't know what level she would be at. Which, if you're not an ice skater, that probably means nothing to you anyway. And as somebody who is just the parent of an ice skater, it really doesn't mean that much to me either, but I digress. I hope that you guys are all hanging in there. This is going off the tracks like crazy today. At least it feels like it. But I don't remember what else we did, and Google isn't helping me, so I'm going to say that's all we did on Tuesday. It can't be all we did, but that's all I remember. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I have to sneeze. I hope I don't, because then I have to pause the video. For bonus points, if you've ever heard me sneeze, what cuss word does it sound like I'm saying? Let me know down below. Watch Instagram. Facebook, nope. Thank you. YouTube will probably flag those comments as inappropriate. And FYI, if you've left me a comment on a video and I haven't responded yet, I'm so behind. And I used to be like, why? It doesn't take that long. How are people so far behind? And then, like, I just let it go a couple of videos and I'm like, ugh. Because I respond to every comment, or almost every comment, I should say. It's usually every comment, but sometimes there's nothing left to say. But anyways, Wednesday, took the kiddo to school again. We went and did a second PO run. I want to say 21, 22. Did you guys both go here? Nope. Sorry. I have a Elizabeth board system out, and I'm trying to get everything in the right place. I'm going to do this, and then the rest will be ABs. If you guys are wondering what this is like the clock, but in a cog. It's upside down. This is what it really looks like. So I'm on this part right here. And then there's a section right across the middle, and that's all I have left to do. So, like, his cute little face, I haven't done it yet. But anyway, so we did that. And then we went to a restaurant in Hershey. listen, we've been to this restaurant a million times. It is often my, like, first recommendation for, like, good places to go for lunch. They are always busy. It does not matter. The parking lot is not an indication of how busy they are. Like, they could have 6 cars in the parking lot and every table be full. Or they could have every car in the parking lot and have a bunch of tables open. It's next to a hotel, so I think a lot of people just park in the wrong place. But anyway, we went, and they put us in a corner table, which, fine, whatever. But the table next to us, I think they had shifted so that they had more room to the table next to them. And it was a table of young people, I would say in their 20s. Well, I think they had alcohol, so they had to be in their 20s at least. But, so this is a spot that does, like, breakfast and lunch. And they recently added a couple cocktails to their menu so you can go for, you know, a midweek brunch, apparently. And our table was so incredibly close to the table next to us. Now, let me tell you, I am not a skinny person, and I am not claiming to be a skinny person. But I think even a skinny person would have struggled with the distance between our tables. Also, if you guys didn't know, I have a tailbone injury, so it is really hard for me to get up out of a seat oftentimes. And, like this week in particular, I just had a lot of sitting on just hard surfaces. Which reminds me, Brian, don't let me forget to take my pillow when we're done up here. But I couldn't get out. I was, like, stuck. And, you know, they weren't trying to be helpful at all, the table next to us. And then I finally got up, and I, like, shimmied out. That was super fun. I legit thought I was going to be stuck inside the booth there for a while. But, anyway, my daughter wanted this ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, hot chocolate. It was this $7 hot chocolate, and I was like, absolutely not. I was like, you know what? Mommy will get it, and you can share it with Mommy. First of all, it was not hot, which is interesting that it was a hot chocolate. But it had, like, raspberry drizzle and candy hearts, and, you know, it was over the top. Everything a little girl would love. My daughter ordered whatever she ordered for breakfast, ate, like, 2 bites, and refused to eat anything else, which was super fun. Then my food came out. I ordered a Benedict. I ordered a crab Benedict. My potatoes were simultaneously ice cold and burnt, which, you know, didn't make me happy. And then, like, my eggs were cold. The crab was cold. Like, it was unappealing and not good. And the woman was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Would you like me to fix this or remake it for you? And I was like, yes, please. And I know, like, you can't put a plate like that back in the microwave because the hollandaise will curdle. I don't know what they did, but there was, like, one hot spot on my plate where, like, that right there was super, super hot and everything else was still simultaneously cold. So I ate about maybe half, and I was like, I can't eat anymore. Like, it was unpleasant. I was uncomfortable. It was just, it turned into, like, such a bad situation. And then, they were like, well, we did you a favor. We took $4 off. And I was like, cool. You took $4 off for serving us ice cold food. My husband's food also was cold, and my daughter's food was also cold. So, I'm not sure what was going on. I don't know if they just had things sitting in the window too long. My thing is, I think they pre-cook a lot of the breakfast things, and then they heat it up on the flat top, but they didn't wait for it to, like, heat all the way through, just enough to get, like, warm on the top, and it was still, like, I'm talking, like, ice cold in mine. So that kind of left a really bad taste in my mouth, especially because this is a restaurant I love, and I'm one of those people, like, if I have something wrong with my meal, I'm done. I can't move past it and continue to eat. Like, if there's a giant chunk of fat in something that I ate, I'm done. I am done. If I see something gross in my food or on my plate, I'm done. I can't be like, okay, time to move past this. Let's go. Like, no. Ugh. Yeah. And then we ended up coming home. And I don't remember what we did. But we were like, let's just, my husband was like, look, whatever options he had to cook. I was like, none of that is really sounding appealing to me right now. You want to just do some Chinese takeout? And he's like, okay. Which means one of us has to go get it. So I went and got it. Do you guys listen to satellite radio? I know, like, everybody listens to, like, Spotify and stuff like that. I don't. I listen to, like, at home, I listen to Pandora. or I find like a specific album that I want to listen to on YouTube and deal with the ads. But in the car, we have SiriusXM, and I mean, I know I can get that at home also, but I guess I haven't really looked into that. Why are you not coming off my pen? But I listen to a lot of 90s on 9, Lithium. I am really big into music of the 90s, of all genres. The alternative rock of the 90s, all the way to the dance of the 90s. Everything except for the country. I don't like country in any decade, ever. I don't like country. Sorry, country fans. But anyway, do you guys remember Letters to Cleo? Here and Now? It was playing, and I, like, when I am in the car alone, which feels like it never happens, and I'm sure my husband feels the same way when he goes in the car, it's like, put on whatever music you want to hear, and turn the volume, like, all the way up, and just jam out. So, like, if you see me driving down the street and you hear me, like, screaming Alanis Morissette at the top of my lungs, mind your business. But yeah, Letters to Cleo, Here and Now. That, I hadn't heard that song in ages, and I actually listened to it before I sat down to record, because I was like, oh man, I want to hear it again. But if you were born, like, in the 90s or later, you probably have no idea who that is. I don't even know if they had another song or not, but it was making me feel real nostalgic. So, Thursday tends to be our do nothing day. So we used to do therapy on Thursdays, and then our therapist gave away our time slot. And then when I went to look at our balance, our sessions tripled in price, and we can't afford to spend that much money on therapy once a week. This is with insurance, especially when we weren't seeing any of the amazing benefits we were supposed to be seeing. So it's like back to the drawing board, back to finding another therapist that will take our insurance, that will see a patient her age, that has open availability. Like, one other place called me, and the lady was, like, mad that I couldn't come in at the only time slot that provider had available. And I was like, she's in school then. Like, I don't know why you think I'm going to pull my kid out of school so she can come to therapy once a week. Like, that's not how it works. So, you know, here we are, just dealing with it. But, so Thursdays, now that we don't have therapy, not that therapy was that consuming, it was just the time of day. But we like to do nothing if we can. Those are the days that we'll watch a movie, or we'll do a craft project, or we'll hang out. And, you know, of course, Briar's like, I'm bored. That's the new thing right now. Please tell me, if you guys have children or grandchildren, like, around the age of Briar, please let me know if this is, like, a normal phase that they go through. Like, literally, it's not that, like, she's saying that she's bored while she's playing with her toys, which she has done that. And I'm like, then go play with a different toy. That I know is totally normal. She doesn't want to do things that are quote unquote boring. Like, Briar, I need you to go wash your hands. I don't want to. That's boring. And I'm like, so we've had the conversation with her that, like, you have to do boring stuff in order to do fun stuff. Like, you have to work to make money to go pay for those fun activities, or you have to pay the bills so that your TV can still work and that your car is still here. And, you know, try to explain to her, like, chores are important, even if they're not fun and exciting, because that's how we find our toys. That's, you know, we take pride in our stuff, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's literally all the time now. She doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to do that because it's boring. And I'm like, and the other day she's like, I only want to do fun stuff. And I said, kid, we can't do just fun stuff. I understand, especially kids in general, like, they want to go. They want to play. They want to do this activity. They want to do that activity. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I am tired of feeling like a chauffeur for a 5-year-old. Like, it's just going to get worse as she gets older. She doesn't understand how exhausting and draining it is when we are going back and forth to school 3 days a week. We're going to the rink 2 to 4 days a week. We're taking her to this activity. We're, like I said to her, do you know what mommy and daddy do a lot of times when you're at school? We go get groceries. We plan out all the food we're going to eat for the whole week. That is boring. It's one of the most boring things ever, but we have to do it. It has to be done. Well, I don't want to. I'm just like, oh my God, it's making me lose my shit because I know you don't want to do it, girl. I don't want to do it. And I know I'm a grown up and I have to understand that more than her, but like, she won't do things that we're asking of her because they're quote-unquote boring. Like, girl, I don't care if washing your hands is boring. Go wash your hands. And now she's fighting wearing a mask at school because it's boring. And I'm like, I know that's not the real reason. And that's not a up for debate thing. Like, I'm not here to be like, let me get your opinions on this because I have my own. And I'm not asking for anybody else's. And, you know, we do what works best for our family, and that is what it is. But Thursday was a do-nothing day. I feel like we may have watched a movie. I could be wrong. But she just... We got a workbook for school. I know we did a couple pages in that. And she's so funny. So this week that we're currently in is the week that she is the snack parent for her classroom, which means... Excuse me, she provides the snack for all the kids in her pod. There's 9 kids, including her. And then she also gets to do show and tell. So she was like going on and on about how excited she was to do her show and tell us what she was bringing, which it's been the same thing she's been telling us for a while. So that was good. But then it was also, she wanted to wear her BB-8 shirt, which that's what she calls BB-8, and I think it's the sweetest thing ever. It's BB-8 and R2-D2, and it says, you are too cute, or you are too sweet, or something like that. And it's on a pink tie-dyed shirt, and she was like, I want to wear it with my pink skirt, and I want to wear it with my shoes, but I want to wear it to school. And I was like, okay, so she planned everything out. So for days, she's been talking about she's going to wear this outfit, bring this toy, and we're going to get a snack. So we did. Fridays are usually... So the way Fridays usually work is we have school, and then when we pick her up from school, we immediately go right to the rink. And on the way to the rink, we pick up McDonald's so that she can have lunch in the car. Could I pack her something that's healthier than that? Yeah, I probably could. But it's also something that I know my kid's gonna eat. And it gives her the choice of, do you want a burger or do you want chicken nuggies? And, sorry, that was a bad drill. But I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't really do a whole lot of fast food in general, but that's because I don't eat chicken and I don't eat hamburgers. So there's not a whole lot of options at places like that for me. So usually on Thursdays, I don't get lunch and I just kind of deal with it. And sometimes if we have enough time to go through like the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, I'll get like a grilled cheese or something like that. But it all depends. It depends on how quickly she gets out of school and how quickly she gets moving. And I just rip the wax right out of my pen. But my husband had said to me, should we go out to breakfast on Friday after we drop the bean off? And I was like, that would be great. Because now that means no matter what, I'm going to get at least one real meal. You know, it's nice because we got to spend quality time with each other, which like never happens anymore. And we utilized the time while she was at school to get a meal. And, I mean, unfortunately, it was not the best of meals, but the company was good. I enjoyed where I was at. I ordered a hazelnut latte. You guys, there was no hazelnut in there. You know, it was in there. Like a whole damn tablespoon of cinnamon. There was so much cinnamon on top of the foam that when I went to take a sip and like breathe, there was like a cloud, a brown cloud just. And, like I said to my husband, I was like, is this a lot of cinnamon or is this me? He's like, oh no, that's a lot of cinnamon. And my husband doesn't drink coffee or anything like that. He just could tell that was a lot of cinnamon. But we ended up having a good time. And then we picked Briar up And she got to have her private lesson. This was our first lesson, you guys, without a helmet. We got her a halo, which is, looks like a sweatband, and it has like padding in it. It's meant to protect their head, but it doesn't have the full coverage of a helmet. She's been wearing a bike helmet, to put it into perspective, since the day she started. But if my daughter competes, for example, she can't wear a helmet. But her coach said to her, I think she's ready for a helmet. We were having an issue, like it wasn't fitting on her head right all of a sudden. It has a dial on the back to adjust it, but it is a legit toddler helmet. My daughter's 5. Even though she's a peanut, it's not really meant for her head. And it worked out well. We ordered ours on Tuesday, right after ice skating, and we got it in time for her lesson on Friday. But my daughter, because she wants to figure skate, the other kids, when they are crashing, like they are crashing full body, like she doesn't try to crash her head into anything, and she doesn't fall in that direction. So it was a good move. And now she looks like this tiny little professional ice skater out there. We had to size up her jacket. Like I said to my husband, it's such a end of an era, because we've been using the same jacket since the day she started ice skating. Once she outgrew that, we bought it again in the next size, but it's not available in the size after that or the size after that. And I had to get it. It's just a basic fleece jacket from Amazon. It's nothing special. But the one that she was wearing was purple with white stars. And so now I actually got 2, for like the simple fact, like the one day we were on our way to the rink and Briar spilled honey mustard all over her jacket. And I was like, girl, like I have to wash it now. And then you don't have a jacket to wear. So now she has a second one. So one's black, one's pink. And she was wearing her little skate pants and her halo, and she just looked like such a professional skater. And my baby's growing up. I can't handle it. Like, I look at her, and I'm just like, I know that that's the point. That's the goal. You want your kids to grow up, and you want them to succeed and do big things in this world. And but, man, the moments take forever. The day-to-day takes forever. But then you blink, and it's months, years later, and it's like, how did that happen? How did my teeny tiny little baby turn into this full of sass child that has so much to say and so much energy and just, I don't want to cry about that. You guys, let's get some more water. But anyway, we did that. Oh, I went to cash a check. Okay, I haven't been inside of a bank in, like, years now. Normally, I would just go to the ATM to deposit a check, but it was a check that was written for my daughter, from her aunt and uncle. Honestly, I should have cashed it forever ago, because it was I don't know if it was birthday or Hanukkah, but I think it was Hanukkah gift. And it was money for ice skating lessons. And I didn't know, because it wasn't in my name, how to go about it. So I brought it in, and he's like, oh, yeah, you just got to sign it. And I was like, okay, cool. Oh, there's my bag of trash drills that I was freaking out about. Sorry, I was trying to get this pen. I love these white tips. I got mine off of Amazon. I can link them down below if I remember. But they come in, like, Dreamer Design kits. These are really good for ABs. Anyway, sidetracked. What was I just saying, though? Oh, the check. And so the guy's like, yeah, you just got to sign your name here. And then he let us know, like, in the future, they're actually changing their policy. And you're going to have to prove that the person whose name is on the check is indeed a child. And I go, how am I supposed to do that? Like, bring her in? And they were like, well, you can bring documentation. What kind of documentation do you want me to have? Because I am not walking around with my daughter's birth certificate, which, FYI, I need to find anyway. But, like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No anything. No. And then the guy says to me, you know, this check isn't dated. And I was like, oh. And I go, well, could I just put the date on it right now? And he's like, so you could, but it's a possibility that it'll get kicked back. And this was not a big check. Like, it wasn't like I was cashing like thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars. And he's like, you should be fine, but there is a distinct possibility that it'll kick back. And I don't know if I've ever told the story here or not. My husband and I, when we got married, one of his relatives wrote us a check for $25. The check bounced. we ended up having to pay $36 in fees because of the check that she wrote that she didn't have enough money for. So I wasn't about to, like, you know, cost my brother and sister-in-law money if it gets kicked back. And the guy goes, well, you could send it back to them. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, or you could go outside to the ATM. And we never had this conversation. And I was like, okay. So that's what I did. And, yeah. Oh my God, am I approaching an hour that quickly? Woo! Okay, let's go quickly. Next day was Saturday. We went to Tat Shabbat, which is one of my favorite things in the world. It is a little Shabbat service for kids. I think it's first grade and under or second grade and under. I'm going to be really sad when I don't want to say that we won't be welcome anywhere, but I will be sad when that day comes. But this particular one, we were talking about Tu B'Shvat, which is the birthday of the trees. And Rabbi and his wife brought some coloring pages for the kids to do, which was like a tree of life image. It was really beautiful. The kids really loved it. Briar colored it. Really, really enjoyed. She loves to color, so I'm not surprised. So the rabbi came up to me at the end, and he's like, I can tell you're having a hard time. And I was like, yes. And he's like, just, you know, she came up to me and let me know, you know, mommy and daddy tell me that I should listen all the time, but I just don't. And so the fact that my child is aware of her behavior and how not appropriate it is, and yet still continues to do it, like, flusters me, because I don't know what else to do. I love my kid dearly, but it is hard being her mom and her dad, and it's making me an angry person, and I don't like it, but I don't want it to be, I don't want to put the fault of my mood and my behavior onto my child, because that's also not fair to her, but it's a lot. And then afterwards we went and got bagels. She ate so much food at the synagogue. I was like, yo, girl, you're not getting any lunch. Like, I am not going to waste money knowing that she's not going to eat. And she's like, okay. And I said, okay, well, if they have any cookies or pastries, we can get one of them. Of course, we came in, there was like 3 bagel flavors left. No cookies, no pastries. But they had chocolate peanut butter eggs, which I don't know. Are those a local thing? Babe, Brian, are chocolate peanut butter eggs a local thing?
Like, did you have ones? Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say I never saw that growing up. They're basically like Reese's peanut butter eggs, but homemade, and they're delicious. It's basically powdered sugar and peanut butter mixed together and then dipped in chocolate in the shape of an egg. They're usually readily available around here during like the Easter season, but fortunately for us, they had some available. So I was like, do you want this? Yeah. And then she didn't even eat all of that. But the next day, which this is where I will end you guys, I'll talk more about it probably next week. But it was one of those super, super busy days. We went to Tot basketball restarted. There are so many kids, they have to have 2 sessions for it now. It's a 30-minute on-court with an adult, your parent, grandparent, guardian, whoever. And it's supposed to be kids ages 2 to 4. However, Briar was 4 when she did the last one, and I asked, can I sign her up for the tots again, or do I have to move her into the next one? And she said, no, that's fine. And I was honestly surprised they didn't ask us to move to the next session when they said there were that many kids. I think Brian said there were 18 kids on the court this time. And she's doing pretty good. She is far better at basketball than she ever was at t-ball. So there's that. That's fun. And then after t-ball, we had this huge surprise for her, which of course she didn't know and she wanted to know what it was. And we took her to an event at a local brewery. We had done this not that long ago, and she got to meet princesses. Well, this time she had no idea that we were going. And because we were coming right from basketball, I couldn't put her in her princess gear. But of course, mommy put her in Disney prince anyway, just, you know, because I'm extra. And oh my God, she got to meet Anna and Elsa, and they had little Olaf with them. I know it's Olaf, just in case anyone's like, it's not pronounced Olaf, but that's how she calls it, and I love it. Okay, I gotta stop using that one, because it's grabbing my wax out. But anyway, we met Anna and Elsa, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and Moana. So these are all of like Briar's like hard, heavy hitters right now. Like she is super into the music from Moana. We listened to it all day long. And then Rapunzel and Frozen are like her favorites right now. She also has added Aurora into her rotation because she has a baby Aurora doll. And she just watched Sleeping Beauty. But you guys, she had so much fun. I got to meet a local mom who I've talked to online. Just totally coincidental. She was sitting next to us and we were talking. She's like, I think I've interacted with you on Facebook before. And I was like, yes, you have. And then later that day, she sent both my husband and I friends requests. And it's nice to meet another parent who has similar thoughts and beliefs that we do. And also is in a similar age range. Because no offense to my young mom friends out there, but it's a lot harder being a mom of a toddler or a preschooler in my 40s, trying to relate to someone who's close in age to me. I've had friends that are like 15 years younger than me, and I just can't, I have a hard time connecting in that sense with, you know, women who had their babies in their early 20s. I wasn't even married yet, in my early 20s. So, you know, it was just one of those days. We had a lot more going on that day, but I think this is probably a really good place to end it. And then next week, I'll kind of start off again, let you guys know how the rest of it went. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for no Easter eggs in this one, but there will be an event video coming up. It will be an event video and a wrap-up all in one. All that fun stuff. If you guys would like to enter, there is still time to enter the event. I will leave the Google Doc down below. Please make sure that you are posting your starting photo with the hashtag to your feed on Instagram. Please don't post it to your story. You can post it there in addition, but I can't go back and reference that at a later date. You do not need to complete the canvas in order to participate, but if you'd like to and you think you can do it, go for it. If not, like, you're more than welcome no matter what. But all the information is down below. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you've made it all the way to the end, leave me some sort of sports emoji, since we were talking about basketball and ice skating and baseball and all that today. So if you guys like this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, or, you know, nothing like this at all, please make sure to give this video 2 thumbs up. One real life, one virtual. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Come, join the Sparkle Squad. And while you're there, hit that notification bell.
Ding!
Do not operate on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time, and I record when my tiny human is sleeping or sleeping. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys!